Hi, everyone. I'm Anjali Shah. I'm a board-certified health coach and nutritionist, and I'm also a mom of two. If you're feeling overwhelmed trying to figure out what the best formula is for your baby, I totally get it. I've been there. When I stopped breastfeeding my kids, I spent weeks researching the best formula options that I could give them at the time. And because I know how hard this can be, I've done all the research so that you don't have to, so you can find the best formula for your baby. Today, I'm gonna break down the top 10 best organic baby formulas that are available on the market today. I'm including both US brands and European brands because both have great options. We'll go over what ingredients are ideal in these formulas, what things to look out for, what you might want to avoid or consider, and how to choose the best one for your baby. Let's get into it. So first, before I start talking about the different formula options, I just want to say one thing, which is that fed is best. I know breastfeeding is recommended, and it is a great option if that's something that comes easy and naturally to you. But if you're not able to breastfeed, or let's just be honest, breastfeeding can be so challenging. If that's just not something that you want to do anymore, that is totally okay. Some parents have to choose formula from the start, others need to supplement, and others might need to depend on it completely. No matter what your story is, there is no guilt here. The most important thing is that your baby is fed, growing, and thriving. So now let's talk about the best organic baby formulas. For a formula to be certified organic, that means at least 95% of the ingredients must come from organic sources. This also means that these formulas have no GMOs, no antibiotics, no growth hormones, and no synthetic colors, flavors, or preservatives. That's why I'm focusing on organic formulas specifically, because they are definitely better than some of the conventional formula options out there. That said, if you don't have organic formulas available to you, just try to do your best with whatever conventional ones are available. In the end, again, a fed baby is a happy baby, and that's all that matters. When it comes to organic formulas, another thing I like to look out for is whether the cows are pasture raised, because that just means that they get to be outside more often, and it's a better experience for the cows that the milk is coming from. And there are some studies that have showed that pasture-raised milk does have more nutrients than grain-fed milk. So for this video, I'm primarily focusing on cow's milk formulas because those are the most prevalent and the most available on the market, but I'm going to talk really quickly about the different types of formula options available. The first is cow's milk formula, which again is the most common. There's also goat milk formula, which some parents might prefer because it contains the A2 milk protein instead of the A1 milk protein, which is in cow's milk. And A2 casein protein, which is the protein in milk, is easier to digest for most babies, which can make goat's milk formula sometimes easier for babies to digest. There's also hypoallergenic formula, which is specifically designed for babies with milk protein allergies or milk protein sensitivities. There's soy formula or plant-based formula that uses vegan ingredients instead of milk-derived ingredients. And then there's also powder versus liquid formulas. I typically recommend going with a powder formula because it's going to have less additives. Liquid formulas need to be shelf-stable, so they usually have to add in ingredients that help preserve the shelf life of that formula. Some formulas also come in different stages depending on the age of your baby, but not all. When it comes to a really high-quality baby formula, here are the things you want to look for. Certified organic. Lactose as the main carbohydrate, which means no added sugars, no added syrup solids, basically no sugar added, and just relying on lactose for that carbohydrate source. A 60-40 whey to casein ratio, because this mimics the ratio of mature breast milk, and because of that, it'll be easier for your baby to digest. Formulas that have more casein, so like a 20-80 whey to casein ratio, for example, will be typically harder for babies to digest than that 60-40 ratio. Added DHA and ARA for brain development, prebiotics and probiotics, ideal. No palm oil, or if there is palm oil, then at least the palm oil is sustainably sourced. No carrageenan, no maltodextrin, none of these stabilizers or additives. And ideally, no hexane extracted nutrients. Basically, you want a formula that's clean, safe, and as close to breast milk as possible. Now, all formulas might not have all of these things, but if you can find one that has most of these things, then I consider that a win. Now let's talk about what ingredients to avoid. First, all syrup solids, corn syrup solids, glucose syrup solids, added sugar. You just don't want any added sugar in your formula. Maltodextrin, which is a starch. Palm oil, if you can find a palm oil-free formula. Carrageenan, you want to avoid hexane extracted ingredients, and GMOs. So now, the top 10 best organic baby formulas on the market today. Let's jump in. I'm going to talk through each one and explain what I like about each one and who it might be best suited for. The first, HiPP Dutch. This is the formula I gave to both of my kids. It's organic, it's non-GMO, it has added prebiotics, it has added probiotics, it has DHA, it has lactose as the only carbohydrate, it has a 60-40 weight casein ratio. It basically checks all the boxes except that it does contain palm oil and it does contain hexane extracted DHA. Now, HiPP Dutch has run studies to show that there's no hexane detectable in their formula, which is why I was comfortable with it for my own kids. It's a great option if you're supplementing. It's also a great option if you're just looking for a formula that's as close to breast milk as possible and that you can use for your baby full time. Number 2, HiPP UK. This is basically the exact same formula as HiPP Dutch, but it's a little bit more affordable. The main difference is that it doesn't contain probiotics, it only contains prebiotics, so that's just something to consider. However, you can always supplement with probiotics if you wanted to. Number 3, if you're looking for a goat milk formula specifically, Jovie goat milk formula is my number 1 pick for a goat milk formula and appears at number 3 on this list because it has super clean ingredients. It does have that A2 milk protein, so it's easy to digest. It's organic, non-GMO. It contains no palm oil, no syrup solids. So it's a great option for babies who might be sensitive to cow's milk but don't have a cow's milk protein allergy. Number 4, Bobbie formula. Bobbie formula is the best organic US-based formula that I have found on the market today. Bobbie actually has a couple of varieties of their formula. They have their flagship version, which is what they launched with, which contains non-fat cow's milk. But they recently launched an organic whole milk formula, which I think is even better than their flagship original formula. However, both are great options. Bobbie is organic, non-GMO, contains no syrup solids, has no palm oil, no added sugar. It's actually designed to meet European standards, but it's FDA regulated, so it can be sold in the US. So it's sort of the best of both worlds. It contains DHA and ARA. It has a 60-40 weight to casein ratio. It's much more affordable than most of the European formulas on the market, and it's really easy to find. You can find it at Target, you can find it online, you can find it on Bobbie's website. There's just a lot of options. Whereas European formulas, you can only buy online through third-party distributors. And in the description below, I've linked some of my favorite third-party distributors that are super reputable and will get you high-quality formula in no time. But if you want to be able to just walk into a store and buy formula, I recommend Bobbie. The only thing to consider about Bobbie is that it does not contain probiotics or prebiotics, so you would have to supplement if you wanted those for your baby. Coming in number 5 on my list is ByHeart formula. This is another whole milk formula that's made in the US. It's made with organic ingredients, it's non-GMO. Similar to Bobbie, it is also clean label purity product certified. It has that 60-40 weight casein ratio. It has no added sugars, no syrup solids, lactose is the main carbohydrate, and you can find it in stores and online in the US. However, it is more expensive than Bobbie, and it's not USDA organic certified because not all of the ingredients are organic. It also doesn't contain any probiotics, so that's something to consider. Next up is Kendamil. Kendamil also uses whole milk instead of skim milk, and it's made in the UK, but it has been approved by the FDA for sale in the US. So it's the only European formula that you can find in stores like Target. It's similar to Bobbie in that it contains no syrup solids, it's got the 60-40 weight casein ratio, it's non-GMO, it's organic, it's got no added sugars. It also contains no soy oil and no palm oil. And Kendamil says that their DHA and ARA is not hexane extracted, similar to Bobbie. The only downside is it doesn't contain any probiotics. Number 7, HiPP PRE from Germany. This is a great option for infants that are in the 0 to 3 months range, because it's designed specifically for babies in that age group. It's comparable to HiPP Dutch in terms of ingredients, but it is slightly more affordable. It's organic, non-GMO, contains DHA, contains ARA, contains prebiotics and probiotics, no syrup solids, no added starches, and it does contain palm oil just like HiPP Dutch. The main thing is that if your baby is older than 3 months, then this one wouldn't be a great option, and you should use one of the other formulas on this list. Number 8, Lebenswert. If you are looking for a formula that doesn't have any added probiotics, prebiotics, or ARA, then Lebenswert could be a great option for you. It also happens to be very affordable for a European formula. It's got a really simple ingredients list, no added sugars, it has that 60-40 weight casein ratio. The only thing to consider is that the DHA comes from fish oil, so it's not technically vegetarian friendly. It also doesn't contain prebiotics or probiotics, like I mentioned, which could be an upside if that's what you want, or a downside if that's not what you want. Then there's Holle formula. Holle formula has extra certifications beyond just organic, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. It is Demeter and Bioland certified. These have more stringent regulations than organic. Not only does it ensure the highest quality ingredients, but it also has high standards for animal welfare and a commitment to biodiversity and sustainability. Just like the other formulas on this list, Holle is non-GMO and organic, contains no added sugars. However, I have heard that Holle is a little bit harder for babies to digest, and that might be because of the weight to casein ratio, or it might be because of the other combinations of ingredients that Holle includes. Overall, it's a very clean formula, but it's just something to consider. If your baby already has trouble digesting formula, Holle might not be the greatest fit. It also doesn't contain probiotics or prebiotics. And the last formula on my list is Babies Only infant formula. This is an organic formula that's made in the US. It's clean label Purity Project certified, just like Bobbie and ByHeart and some of the other formulas that I mentioned. It is modeled after breast milk and contains no glucose syrup solids, and it's organic and non-GMO. It's available in stores and online, and it is quite affordable for a baby formula. But it contains no DHA or ARA, and it doesn't contain probiotics either. So that's it. That's my list of the top 10 baby formulas, and any of these could be a great option for your baby depending on what you're looking for. I would say if you're looking for a formula closest to breast milk, I would go with Bobbie Organic Whole Milk Formula or HiPP Dutch. If you're looking for a European formula that's just more affordable, I would go with HiPP UK. And if you think your baby might do better on a goat milk formula, I'd go with Jovie. As far as where you can buy these formulas, all of the US formulas can be found in store and online. I've linked some of the websites for the formulas that I love below. And for the European brands, I trust Organics Best as the best place to buy them from, and I've linked that below as well. I know that finding the right formula for your baby can be stressful, but I hope this video made things a little bit more simple. Just remember that there's no perfect formula, but there are plenty of great options out there for your baby. And if your baby doesn't tolerate one formula, that's okay. Just talk to your pediatrician and work with them to transition your baby from one formula to the next. And also, I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I respond to every single question I get. And if this video helped you, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because I create videos like this every week, including nutrition tips, family-friendly recipes, and other healthy products for your baby. In the description below, I've also linked a blog post that explains everything I've laid out in this video in just a lot more detail and outlines some common questions as well. Thanks for watching.